Hey guys, MG here from mgcovers.com. Today is the first Saturday of play in the NHL since the All-Star break. Huge card, February 2nd, 2019. We're going to give you a full statistical breakdown, including some situational angles, and also give you our picks for the day absolutely free. So let's get started. Okay, before we break down the games, let's first talk about the explanation of our stat model and how we come up with our power rankings for NHL. First off, the very first stat we look at even strength goal differential. How your team is playing against the opposing team with even number of players on each side. Now, what's most important, and we do this in every single sport, and for hockey, we only look at the last 10 games. Football, we look at the last 4. College basketball, we look at the last 5. But for hockey, we only look at the last 10 games. And the reason being, how a team performed in October, how a team performed in November has no relevance on how that team's going to perform today, February the 2nd, 2019. And what we're trying to do in the sports handicapping business, we're trying to predict the most probable outcome. So what we do is we take the 10 most recent games, and that should give us, or will give us, a better representation of what's going to happen today. After even strength goal differential, we focus on power play, and we also focus on penalty kill. And what we do is we come up with a system using those 3 stats and give each team a power ranking. Now, 120 power ranking, which would be the top of our power rankings, equals a 60% chance of winning the game. And if you convert that into a money line, that'd be minus 150. And the worst team in our power rankings would have a 40% chance of winning a game, which would be plus 150. How do we come up with the 60 and the 40? It's very simple. If you look at every team that's won the NHL or even a good team in hockey, the best chance they have of winning that game is only 60%. Okay? That's what the numbers will even out over time. Conversely, even the worst team in NHL has a 40% chance of winning the game, which is another reason why we like playing the NHL, because you'll find a lot of value this way. So now let's get to the games. Okay, first game off is Edmonton. We have them at a power ranking of 90, going against Philadelphia, who's playing really well. They have a power ranking of 103. The line is Philadelphia minus 145. Now, I'll explain this in the very first game. So when you look at this, Philadelphia has a 13-point advantage in the power rankings. So you might be asking the question, why wouldn't you play Philadelphia minus 145? There is no value in that. We already know that Philadelphia is the winner. The odds makers know this, and the general public is starting to bet in that direction. And to break this down in layman's terms, if you needed a couch, you go into a store, say a furniture store, the couch that you like is $400, which is basically retail. If you bought that couch at $400, there's no value in that. You're not getting any kind of, that's just, you're just paying full retail for it. Let's say you go to another furniture store, they have the same exact couch, but there's like say a small scratch on the back of the couch, and they're going to give you $200 off. So now you're buying that exact same couch for $200. So now there's value. And what we're looking for in any type of sports handicapping, we're looking for value. And so there's no value in that. So on to the next game. New Jersey, 89 power ranking. Montreal, 104. Montreal, minus 161. No value there. Anaheim, as always, not having a good year. 83 power ranking. Winnipeg, having a great year. Power ranking 110. They're at minus 215. You might be tempted to play the puck line here. The reason we don't do that, we just don't do it in the hockey. We love the run line in Major League Baseball. Again, always exceptions to the rule, but for the most part, we do not play the puck line. Pittsburgh, 93. Toronto, 98. Toronto's struggling here. Pittsburgh got the win last night. We've got them at plus 116, so there's some value there, even though Toronto has a slight edge in our power rankings. Next game, Detroit at 88. Ottawa at 96, Ottawa minus 120, no value there. Vegas 99, Florida 101, and for whatever reason, I did not put the odds in there. But again, both teams are even. There was no value on either side, or I would have posted it. Next game, LA Kings, again at the bottom, 83 power ranking. New York Islanders having a great season. They're one of our top power ranking teams at 115. But unfortunately, the line's minus 182. If the puck line is your thing, you like to play it, that'd be a good play there. So on to the night games we're going to find at night. St. Louis at 108 plus 130. Now you start to see Columbus at 102. We have an advantage here. St. Louis a little bit better than Columbus in our power rankings. Next game Dallas 100, Nashville 94, but Dallas is listed as an underdog at plus 155. We'll look at this game closer. Chicago having a great year. I say a great year. It's one of the teams I think is going to have a great second half of the season. Kane is playing really well, and offensively they're a really good team. Power ranking at 104, they're listed as the dog, even though Minnesota comes in at a power ranking of 93. Tampa at 119, that's the best team at the top of our power rankings, and most people would say they have the best team in hockey right now, but they're at 161 odds, playing against the Rangers at 103, so no value there. This is an interesting game. Vancouver, Colorado, both teams not doing well. We have Vancouver at an 85, Colorado at an 88 power ranking. We're going to come back to that game later as well. And finally, Arizona at 104, playing against San Jose, is a really good team at home. They're at 105, but Arizona is listed as the dog at plus 180. So with all that information, our money line conversions and our free picks for today are going to be St. Louis, Dallas, Chicago, and Vancouver. Let's start with St. Louis. Again, we have them at a 108 power ranking. And what that translates in our system, that means they have a 54% chance of winning the game. But they are listed at plus 130. They're the underdog. So St. Louis is definitely a play here. They're 10-9 on the road. That's not great, but it's definitely, most teams in the NHL have a losing record on the road. But the biggest reason St. Louis is playing well is their young goaltender, Bennington. He's 5-1-1 his last 7 starts, a 1.57 goal against average, 93% save percentage. We like St. Louis in this one at plus 130. Next game, Dallas is at 100. They're on a 3-game win streak. Nashville also on a 3-game win streak. Both teams are playing back-to-back. But again, Dallas power ranking of 100. Their money line is 50%, but we're getting plus 150 odds on Dallas. Huge value there. So we're going to go with Dallas. And one thing to remember, too, I know we always think Nashville has the best goaltending in NHL, but Anton's in the pipes for Dallas. He's given up 2, 1, 0, and 2 goals in the last 5 games. So I like Dallas in that game. Next, we have Chicago, very explosive offensively here lately. They're at 104 power ranking, which represents a 51% win percentage. But again, they're listed as the dog at plus 150. Check this out. Chicago in the last 10 games is at 42% on the power play, just playing great hockey. They're on a 3-game win streak. Both teams playing a back-to-back. Minnesota hasn't played. Well, I take that back. They played last night. But I like Chicago in this game. So we got Chicago plus 150. And finally, Vancouver and Colorado. We're going to go with Vancouver. Now, the reason I have Vancouver in parentheses is this comes up a lot. When you have both teams, Vancouver and Colorado, that are not very good, the odds maker still has to lay a line, which means they still have to pick a favorite. They still have to pick an underdog, which is going to create great value. So both these teams are underdog teams. And the reason I list 88, that's the power ranking for Colorado, which basically says Colorado only has a 44% chance of winning this game. But what's the beauty of this? You would think the opposite of that would be a favorite, but it's not. Vancouver is at plus 145. So we're getting dog money, plus 145 against a team that is not good. Hey, we'll take Vancouver in that game. One other stat to note about Vancouver, they're 89% on the penalty kill, which is near the top in the last 10 games. So again, good luck if you're going to play with us there, and we'll move on. So if you like the video, click the like button, subscribe for more content. Also, check out our website, mgcovers.com. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook at mgcovers. Just take the S off, add a Z, so it's mgcovers with a Z. And hope you guys have a great night.